This movie does have beautiful shots, beautiful scenes that still with me. I don't know if it's gonna stay with you. But even after a day of watching this movie, it's still, in my head. There is, without spoiling anything, there's one beautiful shot, scene where, the main two characters, which is the father and the son in the movie, they're, running away from, these creatures. And it's just a really, really, really well done scene, such, and it's just beautiful looking. Um, so yeah, besides that, is this movie or horror? Yeah, in a way, it still has the horror and elements into it, in it. Um, some scenes, are very brutal, very gory. There's a lot of stuff that kind of happens in this movie that I'm surprised it's not an NC-17 movie, to be honest. There's a lot of nudity, especially when it comes to male parts in this movie. So yeah, very surprised that it's not an NC-17 movie. I don't know how they kind of pulled that off to kind of end up making this movie being rated R. But do I recommend it? I do recommend it, but I don't think it's gonna be the cup of tea for everyone, to be honest. Um, I think this is more for people, and hopefully some of y'all don't take this the wrong way. I think this is more for people that love cinema, that love, it's a movie that you gotta pay attention and kind of look into every message that's in it. It's a movie that is more about humans than anything. It's not really about the monsters, even though we do get new creatures in this movie. After so many years, some of these creatures are evolving. Um, but it's more on the human side. That's what I mean by that. And again, this is really nothing much I can say without spoiling the movie. I kind of want people to go blind, go watch this movie blind without knowing anything. Uh, I do gotta give it to the trailers because they didn't really give anything away when it came to the trailers. That's another main character in this movie that from what I remember, they don't really say anything in the trailers when it comes to her, this one character in the movie. And I like that. I like when they make trailers, that they don't really spoil anything, which, that was a plus to me when it came to this movie. Um, there is just a lot to take, in my opinion, when it comes to this movie. There's this new stuff happening, but it's well done. It's nothing it's not like a mess of a movie because it's not, it gets to the point right away. You kind of know where it's kind of going in a way. Um, but besides that, the ending was very odd to me. That's probably the only thing that threw me away, kind of turned me off in a way, to be honest. It was just the ending was just it didn't fit in the movie. That's just how it kind of becomes a different movie at the end. Um, that's just my only negative, to be honest. I liked everything else. I like the message, everything that's in the movie when it comes to humans. And when it comes to death, when it comes to everything that make us human in a way, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I do recommend this movie, but again, I don't think this movie is gonna be for everyone. This is you know this is filmmaking from it's like British filmmaking, if that makes sense. It's not, Danny Boyle, obviously he's not an American director, so he's not from the US, he's not from here. You pretty much what I mean by that is like you had to kind of know, filmmaking from other countries, and other places if you know that, if you know cinema like that, then this is gonna be your movie. You know, again, I grew up with movies. I grew up with film. So I I know how, how that works. But I just think the general audience, that don't really know much, the ones that are just the regular movie goers that just there for horror or action, but nothing too deep, I guess. Hopefully I don't sound uh like an a-hole by saying that, but it's not gonna be for you, if you're just um if your mind is like just set for one thing when it comes to movies, just like playing comedy or playing action or playing horror. This is nothing like that. This is more than that. So that's why I feel like this movie is not gonna be the cup of tea for everyone. As for myself, I really like the movie a lot. It was just the ending. I just feel like that ending should had not be. That's the one thing they should have had removed from this movie. It should have. I don't know. It was just a very odd ending, and I understand. The filmmaker of this movie. Not from the U.S., so I understand. Um, but yeah, that was the only thing that threw me off. You can expect a lot of beautiful shots, a lot of beautiful scenes in this movie. You can also expect um some horror moments in this movie that are very, will have your heart beating fast, will have you thinking like, man, are these people really gonna survive this? Are they gonna die? Um, a very emotional movie. I was really not expecting an emotional, you know, movie like that. Especially, in the 28 franchise. It, it kind of got me a few times. I was getting sad, emotional. Um, so so yeah, I do recommend this movie more for people that kind of know cinema. Uh, I don't really think this movie is gonna be for the general audience. A lot of them, to be honest. Hopefully that doesn't hurt the movie from getting the sequels. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure if they filmed all these movies already or they're waiting for this one to do good. I hope that's not the case because I don't think this movie is gonna have legs. Hopefully I'm wrong, but we'll see. It's gonna be all word of mouth. And again, I'm not trying to bring the movie down because I like the movie a lot, but I just know that the general audience, and I just know that it's not gonna be the movie for them. So yeah, that's my take for this movie. And again, thank you everyone for watching my videos and have a great one.